Welcome back, horror fans. My name's Adam.
And I'm Zoe.
And today we're breaking down one of the most memorable scenes in the Saw franchise.
Yeah, this scene comes from Saw 5.
It is the water cube trap scene.
It is the water cube trap scene. And boy, did it look good. I mean, it probably didn't feel too good for Agent Storm, but I think that the scene works so well. Agent Storm, he finds himself in a box. That is covering just his head. He's got free range and free move of all of his hands and legs and everything like that.
I like my Strom's free range.
But unfortunately, his head is trapped in a box that's going to fill with water.
When you really think about this trap, like when you watch it as a scene, you think this is a pretty cool scene.
It's amazing.
It's really well shot. It opens with this beautiful black screen, and all you can see is his head in the box.
The camera just zooms into his head.
It's very well shot.
And then Storm wakes up and starts to freak out, and then the camera comes out again, and the lights turn on, and you see his whole body is free.
Yeah.
Oh, it's shot so well.
Very well shot. It's a very cool looking trap, and obviously in the behind the scenes we get to see that putting this trap together was incredibly difficult for them as well.
Yeah, they seem to talk about how they really didn't think it was going to work.
It took a lot of experimentation. I mean, a lot of research and development went into it. We built a few test models, and the stunt guys tried it out. We were very worried that it just wasn't going to work out in any way, that the box was going to drain or that it was going to not fill fast enough and therefore make it so that he had to hold his breath too long.
Well, you can imagine trying to put it together, because at the end of the day, when his head's in that box and that water's coming in, you sort of do wonder how they managed to stop it, the water also just falling out, you know, all over the place. And then obviously with the actor being inside the box and his safety being a concern, there's a lot of play.
They needed to build it in a way so that the water wouldn't just drain, but they could quickly drain it if they needed to. And they managed to pull it off, and which is crazy to me because it does seem something that would be hard to get right.
These tanks are operated by two drills. These are just cordless drills. They're going to spin, opening up a valve inside our hose line here, and that'll feed the water right down into our tank.
There was real engineering feat on their part. And not only that, but also just to have, when you really think about it, the water to rise at a decent level. Because if you ever tried to fill anything, like go and fill a bucket right now, it's quite slow.
Yeah.
So to have something of that size...
couldn't have it too slow, otherwise it would have drowned. They're never going to get that perfect shot.
That's right. It never would have worked. So it was a lot of work on their part, and it's incredible. If you haven't seen the behind-the-scenes footage, it's worth going and seeing that scene. Them working on it was really amazing. And a great performance as well.
Yeah, from Scott.
From Scott, he did a great job, you know. Also, they mentioned that they wouldn't want to use a stuntman in this scenario.
Yeah, they said that it's just not going to work to have a stuntman in that scene because it would have looked like a stuntman.
That's right.
They could never have made it look like the real actor.
A lot of shows like that, you know, you'd have a stunt double in as best you could, but really to sell it because it's underwater, you need the actor. You'll never match the hair movement, the face. It just can't be done.
There are plenty of movies, we won't name names, but there are plenty of movies where they would do it anyway, and it's very obvious. But we were treated to the real performance here by Scott. So, look...
Tobin was very impressed.
Tobin was very impressed.
Yeah,
he got his seal of
multiple
approval.
times throughout the behind the scenes made it known how impressed he was.
I thought Scott did a marvelous job in that trap on that day. I think I've seen it all, and I came out of that and I realized that I hadn't seen it all.
And when you watch it, it really, really plays over well. It's one of the more cooler looking traps, and even the way he escapes and everything. But when you start to really think about this trap and you start to ask the questions,
there are so many
there's some interesting
ifs and buts.
There's a lot of interesting things because first of all, if it's a trap, a Saw trap of all traps, usually yes, there is maybe a tape or some like rules to it or a reason why he's there. And certainly, it's a game usually. You want to play a game. It's how does he get out? And when you look at it, you think, how was he meant to get out of this? He wasn't meant to get out of this.
He wasn't. It's simply enough, I think, that Hoffman literally just... I don't know, whether that was specifically meant for Storm, that trap, but Hoffman just wanted him gone. Yeah. And, he didn't want to do it himself, so he put him into a trap that was supposed to be unbeatable.
But it's pretty rare for a Saw trap to be that way.
It is.
It's interesting, really, when you sort of put together. But obviously, we love the trap regardless. It's a very elaborate way to kill somebody. But if you're trying to, I guess, impersonate Jigsaw in this way, it sort of looks correct at the same time too. And it's interesting though, watching, we see later on when Storm has recovered and he's talking to Hoffman, another great scene to lead off from this as well. And Storm talking about Jigsaw doesn't make mistakes.
Doesn't make mistakes.
Look at you.
couple of scratches and a story about how your arm straps broke. Jigsaw doesn't make mistakes.
So he doesn't believe.
It's funny that
impersonation.
he says, "Oh, you got out, your arm straps broke. Jigsaw doesn't make mistakes, but
Yeah.
Jigsaw left the pen on you to get out. That was
Yeah,
a
but
mistake."
that's Strom saying
yeah,
it's not Jigsaw, right?
Yeah.
He knows.
Yeah.
Strom's very smart for a man who got crushed to death by 2 walls. He knows what's up.
Oh, that's a whole other video.
It
but,
is.
Yeah, I feel like if you put yourself in Strom's position, you'd be similar.
Yeah.
In
Look,
a
we
similar boat.
are fans of Strom, and if you want to see more videos about Strom, let us know.
We
We're
love
all
talking
it.
about him.
So we'd like to do some more deep diving on that as well.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the actual trap itself and the actual scene itself, we'd love to know what you thought of it. We were very big fans of the actual scene, and we're certainly happy to go through and break down a bunch more Saw scenes as we go too. So
There's
thanks
no
for-
shortage of them.
There's
so.
so many. There's so many great scenes, of course, in the Saw franchise, and we're here to talk about it.
We
so,
are. And we love talking about it.
Bring it on for sure.
We do.
Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you in the next one, guys.